The movie opens up by showing you aliens who have attacked humanity during a war. The super commander of the Earth planet is engaged in combat with the aliens, among whom a commander destroys the queenship of the aliens. As a result, other alien spaceships also stops working. In this way, humanity wins and the aliens face defeat. Welcome to Review Recapped. Appreciate our efforts by subscribing and turning on the notifications, please. It means a lot. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy. This war is over in such a way that Earth planet's commander had a threat, as those aliens may not attack humanity again. Many years had passed as shown in the movie, and little kids are seen taking training to fight with these aliens. Earth Squad had made a specific system to train these little kids. These little children used to take the training while playing the video games. The learners, players and the winners of this game were eligible to be the commanders. It is also revealed here that a war for which these kids are being trained. This war has the title Formix, because this war is with the aliens of Formix planet. It is seen in the movie that two kids are playing the same battle game. One of the kid is named Ender and he is an extraordinary kid. He was playing a game with an older boy than him. Ender defeats that child very easily despite being younger than him. That older child gets infuriated, noticing a little child has defeated me, and a fight begins between them. Meanwhile, it is seen that there is a chip on the necks of all those children, and it is used to control and read the mind of the child. Officers also witness the happened incident here through a device. After this, officers call Ender to their office. That chip is removed from the neck of Ender as he comes into the office. Due to this, Ender thinks as he is no more part of Formix training. So he loses his heart because he was so enthusiastic about this system, and he wished to be a part of this military program at any cost. Now Ender comes out of the office where evil boys were there to threaten him, with whom Ender had quarreled. Ender was getting angry with those boys. Due to this, Ender's fight occurs again with those boys, and Ender defeats those boys alone, showing his skills. Everything was being noticed by the officers. They did not know during their fight that everything is being noticed by the officers. After this, he returns to his home, but he was also very dejected, returning to home. And his family relieves him saying, "It is not important that you may be a part of Formix to save Earth. You can also serve Earth in other ways." Meanwhile, it is seen that officers come to the house of Ender. They give the good news that Ender has been chosen for the program. And Ender was shocked rather than satisfied as to how it can happen. And the officers tell everyone here that we have removed the chip from Ender's neck because we wanted to observe the real nature of Ender because they could control their brain through that chip. They also tell Ender's family here that he possesses many skills and abilities, and Ender knows how to employ his abilities and skills perfectly. Those officers say, "Ender, you are so bold. We need you for the accomplishment of our mission." In the next scene, it is seen that Ender was ready to go to battle school, where the basic training was given to him. First of all, Ender meets the colonel, reaching battle school. After this, all children are introduced to their training officers. Those officers tell the rules and regulations to all the kids here. And a video clip is also shown to them which was relevant to that war. The war was shown at the very start of the movie. Then all kids are moved to a room where there was no gravity force. It means that it was a spacious room which was also called battle room, because kids are trained of fighting here. Ender who was completing his missions perfectly, so all officers had started to believe in the abilities of Ender. And they think that Ender is the same boy who can win their battle. It is taught to all the kids here that it is important to know the strategies of the enemy to fight with the enemy. When we understand the enemy's strategy, it becomes easier to combat him. And many tactics of combat are also taught to the kids here. Many months had passed in this school that Ender was taking the training. Ender had learned a lot of skills here, but he still used to feel a deficiency in his training. He used to think as there is something that is not being taught to him. Ender wanted to learn those skills, strategies, tactics of combat. Using these tactics, former commanders had won that war. But these skills had still not taught to them in this training. Now it is seen that Ender is playing such a game on his computer, which has not been played by any of the kids of this place. Ender was a rat in this game, and there were two glasses in front of him. One of the glasses was poisoned and he had to select one of them. That demon could eat him if he chose the wrong glass. Ender chooses one of the glasses and he selects the right one, but it is also poisoned. In this way, Ender comes to know that this game is a trap. Then Ender restarts this game, but he attacks the standing demons either rather than choosing any glass, and he kills that demon and wins the level of that game. Observing it, officers were very happy. Later we see that Ender is promoted with the older kids. The squad with which Ender had been promoted, its name was Salamander. Ender meets the captain of this army named Bonzo here, who had infuriated while casting his glance at him. Because Ender was an untrained kid. And Bonzo had given the first level of his squad while training it. And he considers Ender useless in his squad. Because he still did not know Ender's abilities. Bonzo asks Ender to keep his squad away because he was untrained. At the same time, a girl named Petra is shown in this squad, who has befriended Ender here. And she begins to train him in his spare time. As Bonzo knows that Ender is being trained. Then he forbids him to take the training. But Ender does not agree with him. It is seen here now. Salamander squad has a match with another squad. And Bonzo wanted to win this match at any cost. He had a belief that they will surely be defeated if Ender remains part of their squad. So he asks Ender to keep himself away from the battle area. The match starts in battle room and Ender witnesses during the match that Petra has been frozen. Now Ender enters the battle room to play the match, in place of Petra. He remains himself at a side for a moment and understands the whole scenario of the game. Then he wins the game, showing his superb strategies. Officers were very excited, witnessing the victory of the Salamander squad because of Ender. Seeing Ender's performance, officers allow Ender to lead his squad. He will be the captain of his squad and he will train all members of his squad. Ender builds his squad and names it Dragon Squad. After some days, it is noticed that officers arrange a match of Salamander squad with Dragon Squad. Ender's outstanding training and teamwork help them win the match once more. And the Salamander squad loses the match. Bonzo was getting aggressive here. Because they had faced defeat for the first time. Above all, from their junior team. Bonzo attacks Ender in a hidden way in aggression. Ender did not want to fight with him so he moves outside while leaving him there. But Bonzo attacks Ender again here, as Ender throws him away, defending himself, then his head is struck by a heavy object. So his head started bleeding excessively. Ender was feeling grief here as someone got lost because of him. So he had lost his heart in this training. And he says to officers, going there, I don't want to be trained more but I just want to return home now. Now officers make Ender meet with his sister who explains to him. People spend many years reaching the level where they are right now. Do you want to quit this position after attaining it? Ender's sister's words affect him deeply. And Ender again returns to the space room. Reaching there, Ender is not led to the battle school. He is rather taken at that place where they had to combat with Formix. Now Ender was given the final training here. He is also introduced to a commander here. They were those commanders who had destroyed the queenship of the aliens in past times. Ender puts on them the same question that always clicked in his mind. Why are they not taught about those strategies which are used in the war? In the next scene commanders display him a video clip belonging to that war in the response to this question. The questions which Ender asked the commander while watching this video, then commander answers all of his asked questions. Ender observes here as aliens' queenship had been attacked. All other spaceships of aliens had also stopped. Answering it, the commanders tell them that Formix are like the ants. These aliens have also a queen as these ants' queen leads them. Commander informs them that these all aliens will die if their queen is killed. In the next scene, it is seen that Ender is in the battle room, where Ender had to teach how to use the weapons. Using that weapon, they could destroy the comics at a time. Captain tells Ender that it is your final training. After this, you have to defeat the Formix. Ender was very excited about his training. And all the officers and the commanders were also observing him, standing there. Ender's squad was standing at the base when they witnessed that many alien spaceships are before their planet, as such they are safeguarding their planet. Ender says to his squad, witnessing many alien ships, attack them with that strong weapon. And alien ships are destroyed because of the attack of this great weapon. But they still had not got the victory in the battle. Because many alien spaceships had appeared before them after their attack. And they were outnumbered. Their great weapon had taken time to be loaded, so Ender says to his squad, cover this weapon, get in their spaceships. So that Formix attack may not spoil their weapon. Fotromix attack the human beings here where many seated humans in a spaceship are victimized. Meanwhile, Ender's weapon had also charged. He says to Petra that they may attack. Formix's whole planet is eliminated because of this attack. And all the people died under this attack. After this, Ender was very happy because he had also accomplished his final training mission nicely. At the same time, it is revealed on Ender that neither it was the fake war nor it was the part of their training. But it was the real war. And he had eradicated that planet and its inhabitants in actuality. But he was so dejected, seeing it as if he had destroyed the whole planet. Ender is seen in his sleep where Formix Queen was contacting him in his dream. He immediately wakes up and moves to the battle room, accompanying his friend Petra. Where Formix planet was visible. Going there, he comes to know that his dream was based on reality and their queen was still alive. And that queen was contacting with Ender through his mind. It is exposed to Ender here as those are not our enemy. They were in trouble, so they landed on the planet Earth to seek out help from humanity. And the earthly people had victimized them, considering their enemy. Even they needed little water on their planet and they had landed on Earth to take it. Ender moves to Formic's planet. And Formic's queen is going to kill him here. Because her whole planet had been destroyed because of Ender. As that queen realizes as Ender is feeling guilty about his action, that queen lets Ender go. She gives her one egg to him here. Due to this, those aliens Formix could land on this planet Earth again. In the end we see that Ender had come back to Earth planet. And a spaceship is awarded to him for his boldness. Now Ender decides to mend Formix. And he flies to the Formix ship, getting in his spaceship. He writes a letter to his sister before going. In which he tells that I am going far from this Earth planet. In this letter, he states that I would assist in the construction of Formix colony. Hope you enjoyed, thanks for watching.